Sig P232 in 380 ACP. This is an awesome concealed carry pistol. Now, I've had this gun for a number of years. I did a review on this about 2.5 years ago, and a lot has changed since then. So I just wanted to update the review. But secondly, I've let a friend of mine borrow this gun. She was going through a pretty nasty divorce, and I thought that she needed something. And so during that time, she's had this gun for 2 years. And so the other night I went by and I picked it up, and just a lot of fun to get this in my hand. So I couldn't wait to get out to the range. Because of that, we're going to take a refreshed look at the P232. What an excellent pistol. Now, this gun is extremely ergonomic. But not only is it ergonomic, it's well balanced. It just feels right in your hand. And then also, it's very rounded. All the contours are rounded. Everything is very smooth. In fact, it's pretty much snag free. Now, the 232 entered the market in 1996, and it replaced the P230. And the P230 was very similar to this gun in design and function. This was really geared toward competing with the Walther PPK, and it has a lot of similar features to the Walther. One of the things, though, that the P32 has is an aluminum alloy frame, which makes this pistol very lightweight. In fact, it weighs 18.5 ounces. Now, of course, we're going to check to make sure that the gun is unloaded. There is a round indicator right here that's indicating that there's nothing in the chamber. But as you can see, it is unloaded. Now, one of the other things I'm going to go ahead and show you, since the camera is cocked, and of course, once the slide's pulled back, it doesn't have external safeties. There are no external safeties on this pistol, but right here is the decocker, and when you pull it down, it will release the hammer and bring it down here. Now, as you can see, it's still about 1/8 of an inch away from the firing pin, and there is a block there that will not allow this to hit the firing pin. So this is in a very safe mode to carry. With one in the chamber and with the 7 rounds in your magazine, you are very safe to carry this, but it's very quick to be able to pull it out and to fire the weapon. Now, one of the things I'm going to show you as well is this obviously cannot hit the firing pin unless it's pulled back and allowed to go forward. Now watch, with the finger on the trigger, it will push forward. But when I release the trigger, the block is in place. Okay, this pistol is considered a double action, single action pistol. And of course, you can fire it double action with your first shot, pulling it all the way through. It is about a 10-pound trigger pull. Of course, that's fine because you don't have any safeties here, and you really want to have this a little bit high on the trigger. Now, on single action, of course, after a first round is fired, it will go to single action immediately, or you can pull the hammer back for your first round to shoot single action. But it's about a 4.4 pound trigger pull. You'll see you have a little bit of take up, and then just a little bit of creep, and then it fires. But really, it does very well on accuracy. In fact, here are 2 targets that I was doing for 7 yards, and this was the first, and then the second time I did some pretty decent groups with a 3-shot group and then another 3-shot group. The barrel itself is 3.6 inches, so it's got some decent length to it to really help with accuracy. Now, the overall length is just over 6.5. It's 6.6 inches. It's 5.7 inches in height, and it's just 1.2 inches in width. It's a really nice thin slide. The thickest part of the gun is going to be the grip, but that also gives you a lot of control over the handgun when firing. You can see the trigger guard is well rounded, but it's also big enough to put a gloved finger in there without any trouble. Now, it does use the old magazine latch on the bottom of the frame, pull and release. Really, it doesn't take very long to get used to that design, and for this pistol, I like it. It keeps everything really clean. Now, this is a polymer grip that's on this pistol. It is, of course, factory from Sig Sauer. The current models that are being made right now have the Hogue overmold grip that's replaced this. In fact, it's a wraparound grip. It even has finger grooves. And so a lot of people really like that. There are replacements for this to put the Hogue grips on it. Personally, I would rather have this polymer finish. It has texturing, but it's not going to catch on your clothes like a Hogue grip would. And to me, the recoil is so minimal on this pistol, I don't see really why you'd need the Hogue, but it does make it really comfortable. Now you do get 2 magazines with the pistol. They're 7-round magazines, but that's what helps keep this pistol very thin and really ergonomic. Of course, it has a finger groove on the end to make it even more comfortable while holding. Now, one of the things too, there is no slide stop. So if you pull the slide back, it's not going to remain back. The only way that it will is on the last round. So you can insert a magazine and it will hold the slide open. But as far as just holding it back, that's the only way that you can do it. And then, of course, it'll retain itself even pulling the magazine out. And to release it from this, just pull the slide rearward and then just let it ride forward. Hammers back, put your decocker on. Here you can see the 3-dot sights. They do have the Sig night sights that are pretty nice. That's another option to this pistol. Now this is the blued version. There is a stainless. There is even a two-tone with a stainless slide and the aluminum frame. But this is the blued, and it has a nitron finish, which is a really nice protective coating that goes over the blue steel. It's very wear resistant. In fact, I've had this pistol probably 10 years and have shot this a lot. There is one scratch right here, and it took a pretty good lick to make that scratch. But it still has a very nice high polished sheen to it. Now here we have the 9mm and the 380. Just to compare it, the 9mm is 115 grain. Of course, there are other grains you can get. The 380, this particular one, is 100 grain. The 380 ACP is actually called in Europe the 9mm Kurz, or 9mm short. Same diameter bullet, less case capacity for powder, and a smaller bullet. But still an effective self-defense round given good jacketed hollow point loads. Disassembly is pretty easy. To start with, you want to, of course, double check to make sure the gun is unloaded, and then what you'll end up doing is bringing your hammer back. Then you take this takedown lever and you just pull it down to the straight down position, pull the slide back, and then lift up. And then just hold on because you've got a recoil spring here, and then that's it. Very simple. Now, one of the reasons why this gun is very accurate is because it's a fixed barrel. There's no linkages or anything. It's a very simple design with this barrel directly to the frame. There's no wobble, there's no give. But it's also just a straight blowback. And that means that this gun, and of course you just repeat the process, this pistol is a direct blowback. That means when the gun is fired, it just blows back, and that's the recoil actually feeds the next round end. And as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more fun gun reviews and sensible survival. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Everyone knows that Smith, 6 hours.